Because when you're hungover, your skin just is screaming for moisture and luminosity, I've kind of picked some products that are going to kind of put that back into the skin. So when water's not enough to save you, Optimal Brightening Concentrate is great. So this is a luminous serum that you apply beneath your complexion. And it's got a lot of vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is one of those kind of key ingredients that if you're not using it in your skincare, you really should be, because it just is excellent for antioxidant protection. It brightens, it tones. So this is an ideal kind of fix for alcohol, the alcohol cure. So I'm just going to rub that in. And this has got a slight kind of sheen to it, so it actually just gives the skin a bit of a glossy kind of finish. And then we're going to use a little bit of the Luminous Moisture Cream. So this is a really rich, intense cream. And again, it's got a light reflecting complex in it, so it just kind of bounces light around the skin. It's an instant pick-me-up. So still working at putting that radiance back in, I'm going to use the Radiance Enhancing Primer now. I am obsessed with this product. It's so, so beautiful. So this kind of gives you a more obvious radiance. It really is quite a luminous glow, and it's a little bit peachy, so it'll kind of colour correct any kind of greyness or any sallow looking skin. We want to keep things really easy. We're hungover, we, you know, obviously can't really be bothered to do anything apart from eat loads and sleep. I'm gonna use the foundation stick. So we just launched this actually this year, and I love this finish. So it's a velvet matte foundation stick, and I just kind of scribble it on like that, and then there's this little sponge at the end, and just kind of stipple it in.
So a question on the previous product, can that be used on mature skin?
Yeah.
And Hannah has also said, can she use tinted moisturisers as well on mature skin?
Yeah, I think both of those products are excellent for mature skin actually. I think both are light reflecting, and when your skin is a little bit more mature, sometimes you'll find that it kind of lacks that radiance. So any products like that, like the Radiance Primer, like a tinted moisturiser that are just a little bit more dewy and a bit creamier with the finish will be excellent. And then we're going to go on to one of my favourite ever NARS products. It's the Radiant Creamy Concealer. So if you're a fan of NARS, then you will most definitely have heard of this product. It's actually the biggest selling concealer in the States at the moment. And this is amazing for banishing those kind of hangover dark circles for kind of a few reasons. So it's light reflecting, and it has a lot of hyaluronic acid, which is one of those key lovely ingredients that really kind of plumps up skin. So it's great if you've got any fine lines or dehydration lines around the eyes. So you can kind of just apply it straight from the stick and then just work it in. Then we're going to use some liquid bronzer. So I'm kind of choosing lots of liquid products for our hangover fix because I find liquids just give a bit more luminosity to the skin. And this is Laguna Liquid Bronzer. So again, if you're a fan of the brand, then you will have heard of Laguna Powder Bronzer. And this liquid is exactly the same colour. It's got a slight sheen to it, which I think is always great because it really just perks your skin up. And we're literally just going to apply this in exactly the same way we'd apply our normal bronzer. So I'm using the Yuchio brush, one of my favourite brushes. And I'm just kind of buffing it into the high points of the face. So next, so we've got the bronzer on. We're going to use one of my favourite blushes, which is Orgasm. And we're going to use a little bit of this because we are working predominantly with creams, but this has a little bit of a gold fleck in it. So it actually, again, just gives us that really beautiful kind of glow and luminosity that our skin so desperately craves when it's dehydrated. So just apply that on the apples. and then just buff upwards. So a little bit of illuminator now. We're going to go for that Copacabana multiple stick. So just on top of the cheekbones. For that, a really nice kind of natural highlight. And then on the eyes, I'm going to go in with the new Wanted palette. So this is our latest Narcissist palette offering. And the reason I'm using this is because it's got some really nice kind of iridescent shades. So I'm going to go in with that one there, just with my finger. And again, this is just to add a little bit of glow and kind of luminosity and brightness to the eye. So just using my finger, just to kind of blend that in.
So talking of eyes, you have a couple of questions on more mature skin. So what to do in terms of correctors that don't pull in the wrinkles around the eyes, and also ways to deal with eye bags rather than dark circles?
I think when you're dealing with eye bags, don't use products that are light reflective, because what will happen is that'll just draw attention to the area even more. So you want to go for concealers that have a bit more of a matte finish. The Soft Matte Complete Concealer is amazing for that, and the concealer stick is great because that's matte as well. And then for correction, again, go in for a concealer that's a little bit more peachy in the undertone is fantastic to correct any dark circles. So Honey is a colour that we do, and I absolutely love that. So I'll always go in with a little bit of that first to kind of correct any darkness, and then I'll build up a lighter concealer colour on top. So you can still work with the same textures. You know, I think when people think of correctors, they think of textures that are really, really thick. You don't need to use really thick products. You know, something like the Radiant Creamy Concealer, just use it in 2 shades, and that's kind of, you know, easy enough to correct. So that's kind of the skin and the eyes. And then I'm going to put a bit of a bright red lip on, because I think red is always such a great colour when you're feeling under the weather or you're hungover, because a slick of red lipstick just instantly changes your mood and makes everything look a lot brighter. So I'm going to use 2 of our classic colours. This is Jungle Red lip liner, and then we're going to follow with Heat Wave, which was one of our original lipsticks. So Heat Wave's like a really gorgeous orangey red, and it's a matte. So let's just put a little bit of this on just to finish off. And that's kind of it. So it's like, you know, just a really nice, luminous skin, using lots of products that have that radiance. A nice kind of little bit of a shimmery shadow on the eye, and then a bright lip. It's kind of an instant hangover fix. For me it is anyway. It's one of my kind of go-to. Gorgeous. Okay. Lovely.